The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Warrior Wednesdays is where we do it. This is the safe place where our stories are told and met with compassion, love, understanding, and faith. This.
Hey.
What you doing?
Oh, not much. Waiting on everybody else to come in.
Well, that's fun. I'm waiting to hear on whether I gotta go pick up James in like an hour from his game or not. He has D&D tonight.
Oh, okay.
And first, he said he was gonna walk there, and I was like, I can drop you off. It was like a minute and a half drive.
That'd be a
like,
whole lot easier than walking, wouldn't it?
Right? It would be like a 10-minute walk, and maybe it was a 3-minute drive. Regardless.
Yeah.
I was like, I can pick you up. And he's like, I can walk home. And I'm like, or I could just pick you up and be easier. And he's like, no one's going to fuck with me walking home. Like, regardless, it's 10 o'clock at night. Like, I can pick you up.
Well, he doesn't want you to miss your Wednesdays. What up, Iceman?
I know, but still, like, I don't know. Part of it is like, it's my love language is acts of service. So I'm like,
I get it.
Pick you up. Let me just make sure you're safe and bring you home.
I get it. Brady said that she may have to drop or mute herself or drop out for a little bit at 9, but she'll be right back in.
Okay.
She's gonna have to get kids to bed and stuff.
Yeah.
Tomorrow at 10:15, I have a in-studio sit-down with the radio station.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Have fun with that.
Well, it could bring bigger and better things.
That's awesome. I hope it all works out for you.
Oh, me too. You know what? If it gives me more of a reach to give more veterans a voice, then I'm good with that.
Yeah.
What up, Cowboy? What up, Cody?
Hello, everyone. Part of me thinks I should change my profile picture.
It's been the same profile picture forever.
I know. That's why I don't want to change it. 'Cause, like,
Doing good, Cody. I'm going to wait. I know that Joel and them said that he was working tonight, so he may or may not be able to come in.
Yeah. I tried to tell a couple of friends of mine that had come into the FSB live around 7, and I was actually talking to Craig, and they were like, or no, it was Duff, and Duff was like, it's at 8 o'clock, and I was like, no, it's at 9. He was like, no, it's at 8 o'clock tonight. And I was like, no, it's at 9. And he was like, Sarge said it was at 8, and I'm like, well, that's weird because he texted me.
Well, it's 8 o'clock.
It was at
Central
9.
Time.
Well, no, Duff is in Ohio. He's in Eastern time.
Oh, yeah, so 9 o'clock to you guys, but 8 o'clock here. Well, that's probably the confusion, you know what I mean? Because I always say 8 o'clock when I do all my stuff, but being that I am Central, it's 8 o'clock here.
That's fair. I don't know. Who knows? Hello, Cody.
Okay. Hey, Brady.
Hi, Brady. I didn't even see Brady come in. Hey.
I invited her.
Oh. No, I know. I'm just saying, like, it didn't show that.
Yeah.
My phone's been acting weird lately.
Has it?
Yeah, I think it's because it's old.
I mean, it may be time to upgrade.
No. I won't pay money to upgrade a phone. I'll wait till it breaks and then use the insurance.
Fair. Hey, Brady.
Paid off. I'm not paying for a new one.
Loki, you are too much.
He said, "No, not Dad. I'm the baby. Love me."
Dude, he gets all the love. Trust me.
Clearly not enough.
Yeah, well, I don't think anything is enough.
You
for
neglect that baby.
Yeah, sure.
It's obvious because of him begging for love. See?
Oh yeah, he gets no love. He's so abused.
I know. Poor thing. How dare you? He needs his own house.
Probably. He's big enough to have his own house.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so funny too because like I'll be laying in bed or whatever and hear him just running around upstairs and it's doo-doo.
Did you guys know that there's a new show? It's not new. It was like years old, but it's called Beyond Wizards Beyond Waverly Place.
No.
Yeah, and it's like adult Justin and his family have like a wizard kid to live with them. It's so weird.
I never really watched Wizards of Waverly Place anyway because I was too old for that.
I watched it with my friend's sister. I'd hang out with her after school, and she'd be like, "I want to watch this." And I'm like, "Okay." And that's what we would do.
Nice.
Yep.
I had a little sister, so I slightly remember that show.
Ooh, OU and OSU were playing.
Oh, where the hell's everybody at? I've only been doing this for a month, just over a month now. I sent it out to Larry. I better send it out to him again. He'll say he didn't get it.
Hi, MBR.
And Whiskey, she said she'd be in too. I had to download a converter on my laptop to convert stuff from an exe file to an MP4 video file. So hopefully it goes well this time.
Awesome.
What up, Veterans Life?
Hello, Veterans Life.
Yeah, MBR, I see it's a pain in the ass. Had I known I had to do that the first time, I'd have converted everything over. But, you know, hindsight being what it is.
How's it going, guys?
Hindsight's 20/20.
Not
And I'm
bad,
like,
bro.
no, my hindsight is like 0-1.
Well, your vision sucks too, though, don't it?
My what?
Your vision sucks too, don't it?
No, I've got great fucking vision.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then.
But the issue is my my aneurysm is in my ophthalmic artery. And so I get like black spots and shit.
I was gonna say I trade you, but never mind. I'll take my shitty vision.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Oh no.
I'll take mine too.
So funny story. I went to my neurologist and he was like, "Oh, your aneurysm is stable. It hasn't changed since your last MRI. You don't need to see me again." And I was like, You mean like in a year, right? To like, you know, watch it and make sure that it doesn't change. And he goes, "No, you don't need to see me ever again." I'm like, oh, that's not how that's supposed to work, I don't think.
So my oldest has worn bifocals since he was a little kid. He's 21.
Connor had bifocals.
Always had
like
bifocals.
3.
This last vision test that he had, they're like, "Oh, he doesn't need glasses."
Wait, what?
That's
I'm like, what? Really?
Connor had bifocals when he was 18 months old.
Yes, you are the puppy. Yes,
They
you are
were
the puppy. Yes.
they were a +7, and then the bottom had a +3 overlay. And his vision has gotten so much better over the years.
Yes, you
He
are
still
the
needs
puppy.
glasses, but
You are. You're the puppy. Yes.
Leia, you cannot cuddle any closer to me than you already are.
All right, dude. That's my throat. Sir.
Yeah, just like my German Shepherd.
So Loki is a 17-month-old Great Dane.
Oh, wow.
He's still got plenty of growing to
And
do.
he is my service dog.
Hell
He's still
yeah.
got growing to do.
So there's a here in Missouri, Southeast Missouri, there is an organization called Healing Souls Great Danes, and they breed Great Danes as service dogs for veterans.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And on the property, there are currently 16 Great Danes, and one's about to have a litter.
That's
Oh,
it,
wow.
Leia. Leia is trying to cuddle as close to me as she can.
Loki is always on top of me. You can ask Brady. He's like always like connected at the hip. Always.
Always there. Right there.
If I'm at home, that's
much
how my
so
Shepherd
that
is.
we had those bad storms like 2 weeks ago, right? 2 o'clock in the morning. I wake up hitting the floor because his big self knocked me out of bed. Wake up hitting the floor because his big self knocked me out of bed. He takes up over half of my queen size bed. I get about 6 inches.
So Leia is only 11 pounds, but she will like, I call it rhinoing, how like they put their head down to get like butt scratches, you know, and she pushes forward. She's pushed James and myself out of bed. I'm like, how does an 11-pound dog do that?
I can believe. Well, Loki also is. He's like 6'2" when on his hind legs.
Yeah.
When he stands up, he gives awesome
We
hugs.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So, like literally, like if he lifted his, he's tall as me sitting down on all fours.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
Where Raph has a great.
Yeah, and he's still got growing to do.
Yep.
Rev's got a Great Dane, and she's pretty short too. So I think her dog's as big as she is.
Well, so Lisa breeds the Danes to be on the smaller stature side, so you get more years out of them, right?
Yeah.
He just outgrew every dog on the property. His mom, his dad, everybody. He got like so. This is his spine,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting down.
We
What up, Whisker Biscuit?
we had a chocolate lab.
Hey, anybody that wants to come in, veterans only, you can request a box. Come in, come hang out. This is an open forum, and I do this every Wednesday so we can all come together and talk about VA issues, PTSD, whatever it may be. Your week, just how are you doing? It's just a hangout spot where we're all safe and understand each other.
Yeah, we had a chocolate lab growing up, and they said she was a runt of the litter, but she still got to be about 90 pounds, which for a lab is a runt. And then we got a black
That's a big
lab.
run.
We got a black lab.
Oh, shit, I forgot to invite
He was
Sarge.
like 130 pounds.
Oh,
He was mixed with something. We don't know what she was mixed with. But her favorite thing to do was to get in the pool and then stand on her hind legs and walk around like a human inside the pool.
hey, Phil, how are you? Emo, I forgot to invite Sarge. I got him.
Sorry, I'm not. It was a long day. My brain is not on right now.
No,
I know that feeling.
I had to drive the 120-mile round trip to take my son to school this morning.
What? Why?
Because I moved and I wanted him to graduate with his friends. and the school is 60 miles away.
So here, because we were actually talking about this.
I didn't tell the school.
Connor wants to go live with his dad, and he's got 2 years of school left. And I reached out to the school, and I was like, hey, if I live here and he lives with his dad, like, can he stay enrolled in school there? Like, I'll pick him up. I'll make sure that he's on the bus on time, like, all of these things. And they were like, no, he can't do that.
That's why I didn't tell the school, because he had 2 months to graduation.
See, Connor...
But he also, like, so from today until... Normally I pick him up on Fridays, but he's got prom on Saturday. So he stays with my dog trainer throughout the week. And that way I don't have to use... Because I was putting 240 miles a day on my car just taking him to and from school.
If that was an option, I would absolutely just not say that he moved. And it was a hypothetical question. We were like, well, we're thinking about it. But Connor is a trout mouth. And I think Phil can attest to this. That boy will tell everybody. He's like me. He tells everybody everything. So
I made it a point to drill it into Michael's head that he wasn't allowed to say a word.
I love Connor more than life itself, but yeah.
What up, Catfish?
Oh, it's one of those days, huh, Phil?
I wish my my day is over, but I tell you what, 4 a.m. comes early.
Thank you for the heart me. What's up, brother? So Catfish is my manager for my agency, and he's also a veteran. Did you?
Okay, that's what's going on. The messages on my end are a little bit delayed.
Me too.
So when I'm in other people's lives, I see that, like, they'll be reading them off before they pop up on the screen lately. It's weird.
Yeah. Whereas me, normally when I'm live, I ask other people to read the messages because, like, I'm doing stuff. Like feeding the 8-legged puppies.
Speaking of, Emo, did you know that you can send camel spiders to friends?
Don't even fucking think about it. Listen.
No.
You can send camel spiders to friends.
Listen. I love my 8-legged puppies, but absolutely fucking not, okay?
So I'm going to need your address.
No.
Camel spiders aren't spiders anyway.
Nope.
Yeah, no, they're not, but...
They're
awesome.
I choose my tarantulas based off of multiple things. Mostly the fact of how big they're going to get or what their temperament is. And that's one of the good things about where I get them is I can go in and see what they look like full grown. And, like, you know, the look of camel spiders just freaks me out.
So in 2004, when we were in Iraq, we would throw a camel spider and a scorpion in a boot box and shake it up and take bets on what was going to win.
We would do almost the same thing, except we would take some diesel and put them in a circle of fire and see who would last.
That's a good one. I never thought of that. Although, we were at TQ, right? And my buddy, and unfortunately, you know how bad the porter shitters got in Iraq?
I'm going to interrupt you for a second. James called me. He's walking home. So I'm going to hop out and talk to him until he gets home, and then I'll come back on.
Okay.
All right.
So, buddy of mine was in one of said porta-johns, and I may or may not have ratchet strapped it to the back of a Humvee and decided to pull him through the motor pool. And it hadn't been cleaned in like 2 weeks.
Perfect.
On that kind of
we actually had a guy and a girl get caught in an 88 and then again in a porta-john. Like the 88 I can kind of see, but why the hell would you take?
Gross.
Dude, my first deployment, we sent 7 females home for pregnancy.
Holy shit.
7.
Holy
And
shit.
then 3 of my buddies all went home on leave at the same time, right? All 3 of them come back 2 weeks later divorced because all their wives like moved in together and decided they were couples.
Oh, wow.
So all my buddies came back divorced.
Holy shit. I thought Jody was bad.
Right?
Nobody told me about Janessa.
That FRG was something else, apparently.
Jesus.
Enough. Go lay down.
Oh man.
Go lay down.
We had one of our female E4s. She actually waited till we got back, but she got pregnant by one of the contractors.
Oh no.
Yep. At least she waited till she got back.
Right.
I mean, technically, it wasn't fraternization.
I mean, there's got to be some kind
of a gray area there, I think.
I'm sure there's some kind of policy somewhere.
One of the squad leaders in a different platoon of mine got caught trying to mail a CCO home. Went from E6 to an E4 real quick.
Oh wow!
A CCO?
Yeah. That's like the red dot that doesn't magnify anything.
So not the ACOG, but the other one. It's the
the other one.
Oh,
it almost looks like a scope, but it's just got a red dot in it.
Yep.
My
mind
it's a close quarters optics is what it is.
So
yeah.
Okay.
We had an E5. We had an E5 and E4 dating, same platoon, same squad. He reclassed. She got out, and then they got married.
I've got some crazy ass shit on active duty with the same thing. I've seen an E2 and a first sergeant. Fucking. Can I say that on live?
Yeah, you're fine. But first sergeant knew what the fuck he was doing.
Of course he did.
Hey, you know the big joke is, right? You got those like senior E7s been there a long time, and those first sergeants, they see those nice young E2s come in.
Yeah.
Look, I can forge your PT test. I'll get you paid higher.
You know what though?
Let's take those mosquito wings and put a shield on it.
Right?
It was our first sergeant, and mind you, he wasn't ugly in the face. I mean, he was okay looking, but the man was 4'11", maybe.
4'11",
and she was 5'7", maybe. In there.
That's my daughter.
She towered over this man.
Yeah, Ray, they were boinking.
But no, my first sergeant in my last unit, and the E2, and it was, oh my god, it was. But he was so fucking short. I mean, him watching.
Well, he already had Napoleon syndrome.
Wait, so you're short? So he was shorter than you?
Shorter than me, and I'm 5'2".
Yeah, he had.
Can you imagine
that? Like 4'11", maybe.
Can you imagine pissing him off?
No.
Oh, I had at one point.
I'm just thinking, short man syndrome. First sergeant. Oh man, it's bad.
Dude, I remember
he was. Oh, I mean, football season. He was a Cowboys fan.
That's foul.
But if they didn't win, we all knew the next morning it was gonna be. We were doing the shit. We were running the battlefield.
I've done shit detail before, stirring and burning.
Oh yeah,
and
you definitely got the
2004 when we got to Iraq. Like we didn't have porta johns or bathrooms. There was literally like a 3/4-inch PVC pipe that we banged into the ground at a 45-degree angle, and that was our urinal. And we were digging cat holes.
Get the diesel in the shit stir.
Yep.
Yeah, you definitely fall into the pack act.
Yeah, we had at one point, because we had like, high brass tour in the base or whatever, and our little tent chow hall, it was a general, 2 colonels, 2 sergeant majors, and some first sergeants, and they said we had the worst rated chow hall out of both theaters.
Huh. And?
I mean, we still ate shit.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, do I have?
But I remember when the roads went black too, and we couldn't get anything there, and it was MREs 3 times a day for 2 months. That shit sucked. No mail, no nothing was coming in.
Fuck.
You can only rat fuck MREs so much.
Look, there's only so many Skittles in a box of MREs.
And they're all out of date.
Oh, yeah.
Every one of them is expired.
Hard as shit.
I remember when sometimes you'd be happy as hell because you get the peanut M&Ms and you open it up and there's like white spots on it and shit, but you're going to eat it anyway.
Fuck, man, if you got the peanut M&Ms, that was like goddamn gold.
Yeah, and then I remember getting like cartons of cigarettes and then it'd be all fucking brown where they got wet on the ship coming over and...
Ooh.
How you like that 18th mouth?
So in 2008, I got lucky because I was at Kabari Crossing. So I was on the border between Iraq and Kuwait. I was a SOG for Kabari. So what sucked about it is every vehicle coming into Kuwait had to be searched and personnel and all that shit. That sucked about it. And we were doing 14 on, 3 days a week, 3 on, 1 off at 14 hours a day. So that shit it sucked, and Rippets were life.
Yeah.
And then I found out
you can get Rippets at Dollar Tree. Yeah.
What was the other thing other than Rippets?
Gatorade.
Tiger?
White
Tiger.
White Tiger.
White Tiger.
Yeah, hey, that Tiger shit was a bomb, though.
Hold on now. It depends, though. Like, because I think
updated the Mountain Dew 12 packs for $1.
I'm talking about the Tiger that looks like a Red Bull.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Tiger energy drinks.
There was like 2 different ones though, because one of them had like fruit and shit in the bottom of it, if I remember right.
See, I didn't have that. The one I had was what she's talking about, and it looked like a Red Bull can with like a red tiger on the fucking front of it.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, you can buy those on Amazon.
But what's funny?
Now, mind you, I've never been deployed. I am. My dad was Iraq and Afghanistan, but he brought some home, and that shit was like crack. I was like, can we get more?
But what's funny is like when we were deployed in 04, we were buying I almost said the HAJI word, but we were buying that liquor off those guys, and the fucking names for this shit like Black Man, 3 Horses. I remember we got the 3 Horses shit we got when we poured it in a cup. It came out like syrup. But it got you fucking hammered. And 2 12-ounce beers will fit in a Pringles can perfectly.
Don't ask me how I know, but a bottle of vodka,
What up, Cowboy?
a bottle of Gatorade, and about 2 or 3 monsters will fit in a 3-liter Camelback.
Yeah. So I fucked up one time. Like Major, we went to the field and I had both of my canteens filled with Jaeger, no water. And we had to do a forced hydration of hot Jaeger.
You enjoyed every minute of it too, didn't you?
I mean, I'll say that I enjoyed it, sure. That shit was horrible.
That's nasty.
And it was even worse coming back up on that 12-mile ruck march.
Oh, I bet. Oh, fuck.
You know what, though? I got to say, though, I kind of miss the puking rallies where you're up till 4 in the morning drinking and then you go on a PT run at 5, 6.
I did that hardcore so many times.
Oh, so did I.
I can totally disagree with you on that. I can do without that ever again in my life. After I got my divorce, my house turned into like the fucking party house. It was a 24/7 party.
It was intended to do.
it was a 24/7 party at my house after my divorce, and I would leave, and there were people. I'd come back home and people were sleeping in my bed. I didn't even fucking know. So I had enough of that shit. Like, no, I'm good.
I got lucky enough to have one marriage, and it made it through. Well, I should say the marriage made it through all my years in the military, ish. She didn't make it through all of them.
No, man. No, I was one of those guys. Come back, got married 6 months later, then 6 months later was fucking divorced.
I bet you bought a Charger too, didn't you?
No, I didn't do that. I bought a it was a Scion TC, that little 4-cylinder.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
at least you were smart in that aspect.
No, I still had like a 20% interest rate, so it was still a horrible fucking idea.
And Scions back in the day were the cheap cars.
Yep. Well, unless you buy it from fucking off post, like right off post.
Oh, you never do that. You need to go like 20 miles off post.
Fuck, that's not even far enough.
Well, you think about it though. Every military base, I don't care what it is, what branch, right? You're going to find strip clubs, car lots, pawn shops, and tattoo shops outside of every gate.
Oh, don't forget about divorce attorneys.
Oh, yeah, and divorce attorneys. Oh, and bail bondsmen.
Oh, yeah. And every fucking strip had a what did they call it? The fucking,
aliens.
The off limits area. The MPs were like, no, you guys can't go to these fucking bars. Fuck what they used to call that shit.
Dude,
Black book.
When I was in
Black
AIT,
or something.
I was an idiot, Mike. First off, they hated us there because we only had a 6-week AIT. And being an ADA AIT base, hated us. So we got a weekend pass. 3 of us fit into the trunk of the Tijuana taxi to go over the border and party in TJ for a weekend. And then rode in the trunk, hungover, back.
God. Damn. No,
I don't know
I've heard
how
some
we
wild
made
shit
it,
about TJ.
but we did. I think the driver paid that guy off at the border.
Had to have. I've heard some wild shit
that
going down
would
at TJ.
say why it was like $150 cab.
Oh man, I was in Fort Huachuca for a little while, and if you would hike through the mountains, you'd find campsites and shit of fucking people crossing the border.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that was before I.
Those were the days,
realized.
man. And it's not all the bullshit. I miss the guys.
Absolutely, man.
I miss the guys. I miss my friends. And that's kind of why I started doing these, to bring us all together, tell stories, and you know what I mean? Because nobody's service was the same. Everybody has their own stories. Whether you're deployed or not, there's still stories there that people don't understand.
Well, that's the whole idea behind my podcast and the nonprofit. Is I don't care if you were a cook. I don't care if you were a fucking janitor. You got a story to share.
Yeah.
Somebody can learn from your mistakes.
So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. This is for it to turn into a podcast once a week and do a Warrior Wednesday podcast, just to bring guys together. I dealt with a lot of my own demons, especially when I came home in 2004. Watched one of my best friends unalive right in front of me, and an American civilian. To this day, I can't eat red Jell-O because that's what your head looks like with nothing in it.
Yeah. So,
in fact, my daughter, I took her to the
podcast?
Chinese buffet while she was here, and she came back to the table with red Jell-O, and I had to get up and fucking walk out.
No, I could. No, if I had witnessed what you did, I'd be the same way. Yeah. But when I was going through therapy, one of the things that clicked with me and why I started the podcast was storytelling absolutely saves lives.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And that's why I started. The hardest thing that I have, and you'll experience this too, you probably already have with doing TikTok Live, is that getting guys to open up, especially in a public forum, is difficult.
Oh no, it absolutely is. Yeah. And one thing that I noticed in dealing with the VA, and I've been part of a bunch of different veterans organizations, is that we just want to be heard. And the VA just wants to push meds. Like at one point, I was on 23 head meds.
Holy fuck, and I thought I was bad.
Oh, yeah, no, 23.
Holy
and
shit.
But the thing is, by telling my stories and talking to other vets has brought me way out of I don't take meds. And I can't, because I can't be a zombie with two autistic boys that live at home. I just can't. Yeah. So, you know, I didn't, and plus the other thing is, like, every med they gave me, I had the worst side effects to all of them. So, like, the shit they gave me for nightmares just made them worse and all that. And
right.
I'm way better off without all that crap.
Zambian dreams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, no, they got me on. They had me on lisinopril 40 milligram blood pressure pill, right? But then they gave me another blood pressure pill at like 80 milligrams for nightmares. I'm like, you're trying to for me to not be here no more.
Persozin?
Yeah,
Persozin or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, see, they got me on fucking on Adderall and on Prozac, and I'm like, wait a minute, you got me on a fucking upper and a downer? This shit doesn't make fucking sense.
Me too.
Williams skit where he's talking about putting his kid on Adderall, and he's like, he's running, and all of a sudden,
right,
good, Daddy.
Yeah, like I'm like, this shit don't make sense. You got me on an upper and a downer, and they're like, well, you know, it's not really how it works. I'm like, well, that's what it fucking sounds like.
Yeah. What up, Bubba?
Yo, Larry,
man,
what's up,
Turbo?
What's up,
man? Bro?
Long time no see.
Right?
Oh man, I've known Larry for a couple of years now, even though we hadn't talked in a while.
I've known Larry for it seems like a lifetime.
A couple of years, Turbo. You need to add quite a few to that.
Man, how long was it when Warrior Point shut down? Because it was like a year, 2 years
dude,
before
Warrior
that.
Point shut down a while ago. Yeah.
Let's see, probably about 10 years, dude.
God damn, has it been that fucking long?
Yeah. Well, it's been that long since I left. Since I left them, it shut down way after I left.
Why you got to remind me, man? Fuck.
Because we're all old as shit.
That part.
Okay, Brady.
What's up, Phil?
Yeah, but back to the whole podcasting thing. You know, I was just at the Mid-American Truck Show with the nonprofit, and that was the most powerful thing I've ever been a part of. As far as I thought I was doing some pretty cool stuff with the podcast, which I mean, I've had, you know, I think I've got 15 episodes in, so it's not like it's a huge thing, right?
Yeah.
But when I was at the truck show, I had the opportunity to be in front of 50,000 people, and as guys would walk through, you could just tell they would walk through and they'd look, and then you could just see it in their fucking eye.
Yeah.
You know? And then you go and start talking to them, and next thing you know, the fucking floodgates open, dude. And that's when I found out that I love doing the podcast, and I'm still going to do the podcast, but I'm going to go to as many events and have in-person connection with as many fucking people as I can. Like right now, we're in Bristol this weekend. I'm not there, obviously, but the organization is in Bristol this weekend, and that's going to be an awesome opportunity to try and help some guys.
That's amazing, dude. And people don't realize, like, we can say whatever we want, but it's boots on the ground that matter. And that, funny enough, that's the organization I was with in New York, is Boots on the Ground. And
okay,
like, we went out before winter hit and counted every homeless veteran on Long Island. Now, Long Island has the densest population of veterans out of anywhere in the country. And we went out right before winter, gave them all winter coats, sleeping bags, tents, all this stuff to make a difference. And then like monthly, we would go to the VA and we would take a cake for everybody whose birthday it was that month. And like, like socks and shit like that. You know what I mean? For the guys that weren't leaving. No, hey, Heather.
No. Yeah, it's just the smallest things. Like a fucking toothbrush to some of these guys means the world.
Hey, Battle.
Hello.
But yeah, like and it wasn't just vets that we were having an impact on. It was also daughters and sons and wives, that were coming
the
through.
The interview is tomorrow, Catfish. I have that meeting with the radio station tomorrow at 10.
Oh, you lucky joker. Getting on the radio, huh?
MBR picked Warrior Wednesday up.
Oh, that's awesome.
So all these.
Wait a minute, military broadcast radio?
Them, and I'm going to send them over to MBR, and they're going to put it on the radio, and I have a sit-down with them tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Military broadcast radio?
Yes, sir.
I'm waiting on an email back.
Well, it just so happens that they were in here just a little bit ago. They will be back.
Yeah, because I sent them an email.
And actually, I have the founder's phone number, Bubba.
Damn it, man. I'm trying to remember. I think it was a month ago that I sent an email and was like, look, I got this podcast. Let's talk.
What up, Vets K9? So they're going to actually air these lives and stuff like that. And I'm going to talk to them tomorrow about possibly actually setting it as a podcast.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome.
Because look, if this app is in the air, honestly, yes, we got 75 more days. But to me, 75 days is 8 episodes. You know what I mean? And if I lose it, I need another forum to where I can still bring everybody together.
Absolutely, man. Wish you the best of luck, with that, man. I don't consider anything that you're doing, or anybody else for that matter. I don't consider competing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Like, I wish you the absolute best, bro.
I will work with you guys, whoever else. I just want to bring everybody. You know what I mean? Like I would come on your podcast and tell my story. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I want. I want us all to kind of work together because nobody's going to watch out for us like we do.
Exactly. It takes more than one.
Yeah, and nobody understands us like we understand us. Be it combat vet, non-combat vet, it doesn't matter. A veteran understands a veteran. We understand each other's humor and everything.
And actually, I was actually talking to a medical professional the other day. I think, and I may be wrong on this, but I want to say that he told me that 90% of PTSD cases are non-combat.
Yep.
Which is, I found that to be very eye-opening.
Yeah, well, you got to, there's a lot of other issues that happen, you know what I mean, while people are active duty that spousal, non-combat, and it's a lot.
MTS is a big one.
Yeah.
Which is and to me, that's the most disgusting
one. Oh, no, you're good, Catfish. But yeah, so I got a message that they'd like to have I woke up to the message at 4 a.m. on Friday that if I was interested, they'd like to have an in-studio meeting with me. So I scheduled that for tomorrow.
That's awesome.
Big things are happening. I never expected what I do to blow up as quickly as it did and have all this outreach that I have because I've only been doing this for about a month and a half.
Oh, wow.
But that's only because I was doing it for years, Larry knows, and I stopped for a long time. And then I was like, I need to get back into doing what I love to do, and that's helping veterans.
Right. And, with the podcast that I do, I'm not very consistent with it, so that hurts me. But, it's honestly, consistency is the key. If you're consistent with what you do, it doesn't matter if you're the best guy at it or one of the worst guys at it. Consistency and content is what matters.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And everybody knows, every single Wednesday, 8 to 10 Central, I am right here in front of the camera talking to everybody and trying to do what I can do. I may not always have a lot of foot traffic coming through the live, but you know what I mean?
But you're still here.
still there.
Yep. Well, and that's all that really matters.
Well, and that's what I was telling Larry a few weeks ago before I started. I would get messages like in my DMs or whatever, and people were like, some guys would be like, you know what? I was afraid to say something in your live. However, your live saved me tonight. And it's that, like, if I can save one, because I've lost 35 friends at home to be in the 22. 35. I lost one of my friends and an American civilian in my first combat tour, but 35 at home. It's a sad, staggering number, and it just keeps going up. And again, it's like this: people just want to be heard, and they feel like they're not heard.
Yeah, and and another sad thing is the fact that the VA actually underreports that number. It's not 22; it's actually more like 2.3 times 22. So that would be 44 a day.
I was I was in the Huntington VA in New York back in like 2016, and I was sitting there waiting on an appointment, and this guy come in, Vietnam era, I would say, right? And he's talking to the staff, hey, I'm going to do this if you don't admit me and help me. They turned this man away and said he wasn't a danger to himself. He made it to the parking lot before he turned on himself. In the parking lot. Because they turned him away.
And according to Operation Deep Dive, the VA doesn't report like overdoses and stuff like that. That's not counted as suicide. Unaliving, before I get kicked off here again.
That's why I'm trying to be really careful in how I say stuff.
Yeah, but the VA doesn't report it as that, which is absolutely bonkers.
Absolutely.
How many people do we know that swallowed the pill was given to them by the VA just in it?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, and for them not to report it, that's just a slap in the face.
And here's the thing too, like, and people don't realize this, and I've realized it because it's been 35 of my friends. It's always the guys you would least expect. The guys that have like everything, got the house, got the wife, got the white picket fence that seem the happiest on the outside. Those are the guys that are struggling the worst internally.
Yep. And that's kind of what Check-A-Vet does, is that we educate the public on signs to look out for, red flags, and tools that they can use. And one of the biggest things that we talk about is how, in the wake of tragedy, everybody's like, "Well, I didn't know." Well, there were signs. You just either you didn't know what to look for, or you were ignorant to the fact.
Yeah,
right? And I don't mean ignorant in a negative way. It just means you don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, Turbo. Either that or they weren't listening.
Be right back.
Exactly. And some of the biggest signs are very easy to pick up on, and that's just a guy giving shit away, or selling all his belongings. If they're not moving away, or if they don't have a logical reason to be giving away their prized possessions, then check up on them. Hey, how are you? Are you good? Like, really, are you good? Because I just. Yeah.
and just to let you know, the last time I actually researched and checked on the number wise, this was 2021 or 2022. It was 68 a day.
Has it went up that high?
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
Because our research is back 4 years, I think, and it was 44.
Oh yeah, the number has since skyrocketed.
Man,
and it's all because of what the VA is doing
or not doing.
Like I'll give you a prime example. Turbo, you remembered that I had a problem with my neck back when we was in Warrior Point. And you saw the paperwork that showed C3, C4, C4, and C5. I had crushed disc in it. Well, that was back in 2009, I think it was. And I got to a point that I quit fighting about it. Quit fighting to get to get something done about it. Because all they wanted to do was push medication, which they pushed me up to 90 Tylenol number 3s. Well, now all us veterans that had chronic pain and stuff, they're like, oh, we have a crisis now. I won't say the word, but they say we have a crisis now. And there is not the clinics that are doing it. It's the higher ups from them sending it down to the clinics, telling them, oh, you got to cut back. We have a problem. So you need to cut back and you need to put them on something synthetic.
Case in point, I just had a spinal surgery. So the whole bottom of my spine is titanium.
Oh, wow.
They told me to take Tylenol and ibuprofen. Whereas my doctor at the VA was like, do not take any more. You've killed your kidneys.
Yep.
But the pain management is like, take Tylenol and ibuprofen.
So
I'm like, so what am I supposed to do? My doctor's telling me not to take it, but you're telling me to. And I eat shit like candy anyway.
I'd probably listen to the one with the PhD.
Both of them have them.
Oh, well, shit, that kind of complicates things, don't it?
Yeah.
So Larry,
it's very confusing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't have to answer this, Larry, because it is a personal thing. But you're not talking about in reference to benefits, because if you're 100% if I remember right. So you're talking more of the treatment side, not the benefit side.
Correct.
And so do you do anything with care in the community, or is that even an option where you're at?
Yes, it is. But the thing about it is I don't know if you've tried to look at that side of the VA.
It's the lowest bidder, just like the Army is.
Yeah, it's the lowest bidder, number one. But you can request what doctor you want to go to, as long as they have signed an agreement with the VA and their insurance company that whatever the VA or their insurance company pays them, that's what they get paid. Like,
see, that's kind of how Champ VA works. But like my kids and my wife don't go fucking anywhere.
Don't even get me started on Champ VA. Let me.
I think that's what Brady. Brady doesn't use that. She uses just straight up TRICARE still.
Let me tell you, Turbo. The wife had surgery 3 years ago. Her coccyx bone was 8 degrees and 8 and 12 degrees off center at an angle. At the end of her spine, and she got it approved to have the surgery. The surgery was 46 to somewhere between $46,000 and $49,000 for it. You know what Champ VA paid her doctor? Between the doctor and the hospital, they got $19,500.
And that was her only insurance, right?
Yes, that's my wife's only insurance.
Dude.
Okay, then you're still only liable for, what is it, like $500 a year or something? I can't remember that amount, but
well, the way they have it set up, and I'm quite sure you've seen this. You got a $50 family deductible, and then you got a $3,000 catastrophic cap.
Right, yeah.
but after it was said and done, and here's the thing that the VA is not understanding as well, is because the insurance with them is so messed up. My wife's a diabetic, so she has a diabetic doctor that she goes to. And our first appointment when we went over there, her first appointment in Albany at the diabetes clinic, she had to sign a paper that stated that she was responsible for anything over what the VA did not pay for her visits and stuff.
Oh, that's got to be illegal because they have to accept what the VA pays them.
I didn't get that, Larry.
It should be. It should be. And I don't know if it is or not. I'm not going to fight them on it because so far that office has been great to my wife, and all they're charging her is the co-pays, which is like $40 a visit every 6 months. So I kind of leaving that alone. But we did not sign one of those papers for Tallahassee Orthopedic Center, where my wife went through to have the surgery on her spine. But after it was all said and done with them, we got a bill for $500 that we've got to pay before she can go back and get her neck done. But now, as far as my neck, because the VA waited so long to listen and to do anything about it, now it's not just C3 and C4 and C4 and C5. It's C2 through C6, and C3 and C4, I've got bone spurs in my spinal canal that they're going to have to remove when they do that surgery. So I am pushing to go to Tallahassee Orthopedic Center because they have a doctor there, Dr. Lee. He has his credentials for both neurosurgery and spinal surgery of replacing disc and stuff like that. So I'm pushing the issue to get sent there because I know his work and I trust his work. I don't trust the VA as far as I can pick them up and throw them.
See, I absolutely hate hearing this kind of stuff because.
Thanks, Nikki. Have a good night.
Thanks, Nikki.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Everybody, you hear all these horror stories about the VA, and then I'm just extremely lucky. Like the VA here in Helena, Montana, I love them. Like I have no issues.
I'm gonna tell you what, the VA here in Missouri and Poplar Bluff is the first VA that finally went through and did all the surgeries that I needed and everything else. I will say for my spinal surgery, a week in the hospital and all that, I got the whole, the paper. This is not a bill, but it's a breakdown of everything. $275,000 for my spinal surgery, and the VA paid $20,000.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Well, apparently titanium is not cheap.
Right?
It's not. It's not.
But see, and I don't have experience with this, but from my understanding is, whatever the VA pays that hospital, that doctor, that's what they get paid.
Yeah, no. So I had spinal surgery in October. I got that breakdown, and it said, this is not a bill. You do not owe this or whatever else, and I have not seen anything else about it. So.
And I do have a problem with fucking Champ VA. Freaking Champ VA. And my youngest son was born in November. Here we are 5 months, almost 6 months later, and I still do not have a authorization from Champ VA that he's on the policy.
Wow.
That chaps my ass a little bit, I'm not going to lie.
You got him into Deers?
Oh, he's on everything. He's on everything. I called
Champ. Was he on Deers?
Yep, I called Champ VA yesterday. Well, the automated bullshit, right? And I put in his social and all that stuff, and he's still not in there. and it plays a recorded message that they're backlogged up to October. So they hadn't even made it to his birth month yet.
Dude, and getting somebody on the phone at the VA is a nightmare.
If you're calling, like, if I call my VA here, it's no problem. But
no, I'm
anything
saying
outside of my
regional.
VA, oh yeah, it's a nightmare. Yeah. Absolute. But I am
some
glad
things you have to call regional for. You know what I mean? And you can't just call, like, especially with dealing with, like, disability and things like that. You got to call regional, and let me tell you, I've sat on hold for 6 hours before.
Good gosh, they didn't. Was that had to have been before they started the callback deal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I tell you what, I love
kind of new only over the last few years.
I love that thing, man.
But here's my problem. I've got so many brain injuries that I forget that they're calling me back.
Well, or you can be like me, and you get so many spam calls that you have your shit on Do Not Disturb unless they're in your contact list. And you miss their fucking call.
That part.
Been there, done
Who
that.
are y'all's providers for your cell phones that you're getting that many spam calls?
AT&T.
Well, it's not
okay,
just
I
that.
got AT&T too, but they have a spam blocker.
But my thing is, I still have the same number I lived in New York with when I met you how many years ago, and never changed my number.
I have had the same fucking cell phone number since 2011.
Well, your
life numbers are listed on so many different fucking websites.
Right?
Trust me, I went through like the couponing thing where I like wanted to be on every coupon website and put all my fucking email and all that shit in there. AT&T the last couple of years have done amazing at fucking blocking all my shit.
AT&T is failing me to the point I'm thinking about changing my number. And I've had this number for like 12 years.
I get hella discounts with being with them for that long and being a veteran.
Oh yeah, I got the veteran stuff through them.
I get the veteran thing through Verizon, and shit, my phone bill is supposed to be almost $700 a month, but it's only like $430. So I'm not bitching.
I pay
Holy shit, what are you paying
$190 for 3 cell phones and an Apple Watch.
Oh, let's see here. My phone, my other phone, my wife's phone, my mom's phone, 2 tablets, 2 watches. Yeah, I got a lot of shit on my plan.
So I have my cell phone, which I just got the newest, not the newest, but I just got the Galaxy Z Fold 5. So I'm paying $50 a month for that. Plus my cell phone plan, plus my grandma's, my son's, and a tablet line. 2 tablet lines, and I only pay like $178 a month.
Doc, I'm getting fucked.
I'm getting fucked through AT&T then.
Y'all are getting fucked, okay?
That's like back in the day. They just throw sand on it and jam it.
What was that called? Starburst with a twist?
Yep. No,
at least one person knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
I'm old as shit, so of course I get it.
No, I still think I'd take that over cherry pickers any fucking day.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I had this kid, new kid to the unit. I was a driver's training NCO, right? So, brand new kid.
I'm sorry.
Brand new kid in my platoon. And I'm like, listen, I need a box of grid squares.
Oh, fuck.
So, I sent him to maintenance. Maintenance sent him to the cooks of all things, because we were a BSB. They sent him to the platoon sergeant. Platoon sergeant sends him to top. Top sends him to the sergeant major of the battalion. He ended up at a warrant officer who felt so fucking bad for him. About 4 hours later, he comes back up to me. Here, Sergeant Ham, here's your fucking box of grid squares. He helped him cut up a map and throw it in a fucking box.
I got a guy with an exhaust sample.
I've gotten guys with exhaust sample, left-handed tanker bars. I had one guy that went out and I had him change all the winter air to spring air and all the tires.
Oh man, the funniest one to me was we got a new kid. And, I mean, of course, it only works on new guys. But we was like, hey man, we need to go get your keys for the Humvee. And he was like, there aren't no keys to the Humvee. I'm like, you're fucking wrong. There's keys to a goddamn Humvee.
I mean, technically, the logbooks have keys.
Not even that. The fucking locks, the steering locks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the logbooks have the keys to the steering locks.
Oh yeah. And he was like, oh, you're shitting me. There ain't no keys to a fucking Humvee. I'm like, all right, just wait till Star gets out here.
Oh, I got one for you that I learned in the field. So if you got a Humvee that's like having issues starting, right? Mm-hmm. If you take one of those logbooks, the plastic binders, and hold it up to the exhaust, like firmly, and have somebody crank it over, it'll build batch pressure up through that diesel engine and get that Humvee to start.
We used to use the oil pans for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What it would do is it would help to get the cylinders warm.
Yep.
Because the glow plugs were always fucking out.
Oh yeah, always.
Yep. That or had horrible compression, and yeah, it was fucking Humvees, man. Fuck those things.
I don't know. A buddy of mine's trying to buy one. I'm like, you can buy one.
Hell
you
no.
can't go over 40 miles an hour. You're gonna be like,
if I was gonna buy anything
wrong,
military, it would
you
be
can
a
go
fucking Vicon or do some half.
Now, thank you very much.
You can go 65 in a now.
Yeah.
Okay, now this isn't when I was in.
Okay, you talking about like a
and he's gonna buy an
1097 or an
'89
1151?
Humvee for like 10 grand.
What's that, Turbo?
So like a 1097 or an 1151?
1097.
Yeah, they ain't going 65. Ain't no fucking way.
No.
Won't, but the 11s will, because the ones that I was in Iraq, we could get those up to 65.
Dude,
that wasn't a 1097.
Dude, I used to have my buddy, like if we were on a mission like here in the States doing some shit and it was raining, I'd have him sitting on the door with a squeegee fucking doing the windows because the fucking windshield wipers sucked.
Oh man.
Or in the gun turret, like leaning over.
Right. Like if I had a choice of military vehicles that I would want right now, dude, it would be hard to pick between a fucking RG-33 or a fucking or a Cayman.
Nah, see, I'm going old school, dude. I'm going deuce and a half.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Who wouldn't want a deuce? But those RG-33s, man, talk about a up armored school bus with reactive armor
for sure. I love that, but you can't get somebody small to drive a deuce and a half because there's no power steering. And if you're stuck, you're not turning that damn wheel if you ain't got some ass behind you.
Okay,
actually, you know what? I think I'm going to retract my RG-33 and Cayman statement because if those cylinders go out on the doors, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I retract that.
You want to talk about big guys. When we went to Iraq,
I was a little motherfucker when I was in the Army. I got fat after I got out of the Army.
Well, this guy wasn't fat, but we were a mechanized unit, and most of our vehicles were 113s.
I got like a B cup.
This guy,
I'm almost there.
I felt so bad for him. He was 6'8", weighed 350 pounds.
What
was
that, Brady?
Nothing.
No, what'd you say?
I think she said rookies.
Oh, all right, fair.
You know what? My anatomy doesn't naturally produce.
I'm just gonna shut the fuck up because she's got me. Like,
hey, let's let Larry finish.
My bad, Larry. My bad.
You good? So we had a 113 driver. His name was Linder, and he was 6'8" and weighed 350 pounds.
God damn, that's a big dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Samoan?
Corn-fed motherfucker.
He was not Samoan.
That's a country boy. Like, was it a Midwesterner? Please tell me it was.
No, he was a black gentleman.
Oh.
Hey, that don't mean shit.
Still could be a Midwesterner.
Survive.
Well, I mean, he actually grew up in Georgia, so.
Sorry.
But one of the places that I used to work at, he would come once every 2 weeks and deliver lumber and plywood and stuff. And this boy would pick up 3 sheets of plywood at one time, oak plywood, and bring it into the shop and put it on the shelf.
Back when it was still a ½ inch instead of this damn bullshit we get today.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, well, ladies and gents, it has been fun, but 3 a.m. comes very fucking quick.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
Oh, yeah. Take care, guys.
Have a good night.
It was nice chatting
to
to
meet
you, Larry. Yeah.
Later, dude.
Oh, wrong button. Dude, ever since I got kicked off of TikTok, I don't really know how to use this shit anymore. Oh, there we go.
Well, damn.
That's an awkward silence. No, you were talking like his height and weight, Larry, and I just remembered basic training, like this big ass dude waking me up for fire guard, like 6'2", 250 corn-fed motherfucker, just kind of staring at me like this.
Well, the thing with him though, I'm quite sure you dealt with 113s at one point or another.
Yeah.
But he was so tall that the seat was all the way down and his eyeballs and up were still out the driver hatch.
Wait, what?
Yeah. You're not supposed to be more than 6 foot tall driving one of those things.
Dude, he's not doing rollover drills in that.
No, he's not.
That was some fun ass training though, for real, was the rollover drills.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now in a Humvee, the top of his head, because you can't adjust the Humvee seats, but the top of his head would rub the top of the cab of the truck, of the Humvee.
I wouldn't know. I never drove the Humvees while I was overseas. I was on a Mark 19.
Hey, what did you qualify with a Mark 19?
Expert.
Me and 2 others on the range before we went over there into the sandbox. We qualified expert. We had one dude that couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with it.
So I qualified expert with the Mark 19. I qualified expert with the saw, and the 50. But because my stupid ass didn't know, so it's really sad to realize that you need glasses when you're at the rifle range trying to qualify. I could hit all the far ones like 300 and out. It was like the 25s and shit.
When I went back in, they were phasing out the dragon guns.
Yeah.
In 2004. So when I went back in 2004, I was the only one that was in my unit that qualified expert with the dragon gun, and half of the freaking company didn't even know what the hell a dragon gun was.
Even I know what a dragon gun is. And I wasn't in during that time.
I'll let you explain that.
Huh?
She said she don't know what it is. I'll let you explain it. But before you do that, when I deployed...
I even know what it is when I wasn't even in.
So, Larry and
my dad was,
we carried the pig into Iraq.
Oh, jeez. Oh, hey, funny story time. So, we had this dude with us. His name was Hernandez, and he came from he had gotten out of the Marine Corps and come back in, but he went Army National Guard. So when we went to Stewart for train up, that's what they stuck him with, is the pig. And one of the ranges that we were on was 350 meters long, and they give him a combat load for the pig plus the box that was on the pig, and expected him to keep up with everybody. And when he started falling behind, nobody was checking on him. So I saw that he fell behind, and I dropped back and grabbed about half to 3/4 of his combat load, and we started pushing forward. But the funny part was, after we were done at the range, after we were done at that live fire range, and got back to start heading back over to Stewart, the NCO that was there took and said, "Hernandez, Schaefer, you two come here." And we're like, uh-oh, what do we do? So we get up there in front of him. He says, "I want y'all to turn around. I want you to watch this." And he called every other one that was there to attention, and then made them drop and do 50 push-ups for leaving a man behind.
How was that?
I don't know.
That was me. Sorry.
Oh.
But, you know, the pit. What the hey is he doing?
I'm here. I'm hear everything you're saying. I promise.
Okay. You know, the 240. The only difference between the pig and the 240 is the 240 has a selective fire rate where the pig does not.
Yeah.
But it is about 10 pounds lighter, 10, 15 pounds lighter.
Yeah. We didn't see the 240 Bravos until my second deployment in 08.
Shoot. When we got over there, that's what we got was the 240 Bravos for the gunner seats and stuff.
So my second deployment, we lucked out, and she was there. Our sergeant major, right? His son was with the 75th Ranger Bat. So we had brand new M4s out of the wrappers with all the sights, all brand new weapons. Because with his son being in the 75th Ranger Bat, he wanted us to have what the Rangers had. So we took the M4, still covered in oil and everything else.
Yeah, I had a company commander like that when I was in the first time in Germany. And he was a real douchebag.
You have those leaders sometimes, though.
Well, the thing about it is, though, dude, is the commander that I had in Germany, he got into some mess for striking an enlisted member off post, and that was a real freaking hoot. But when I got to Iraq, he had managed to get his bars back.
Yeah.
Over that 13 years, managed to get his bars back, and he retired 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, as a 1-star general. And I'm going to
hear something.
I didn't like him for nothing.
So about middle of my first deployment, because when I got there, we fell under the 82nd Airborne, right? Midway through, the 82nd went home, and we got a new unit battalion over us. And the battalion commander was Lieutenant Colonel Ham. This motherfucker found me at my unit and goes, "Hey, I hear you're my cousin." I'm like, fuck. Damn it. Let's just say my guys made me pay for that.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Like, dude, I didn't know this was my fucking cousin. Like, what the fuck? What up, Mr. Oscar? I'm like, how the fuck do I know? Like, I know my last name is not that common, but holy shit. That was not fun for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The amount of people I saw with my last name.
Well, yeah, your last name's common, though.
Okay, but hear me out. I found out when I joined the military that my last name is very common, not among white people.
This is true.
And I will never forget when I got to basic training. And now, mind you, I was an Army brat too, so I grew up all over the country. But you know, I got to basic training, and there was a drill sergeant in another company when we were waiting for chow, and he came up to me, and it was a big ass black man. Okay, and he came up to my little white 5'2" ass and said, "Hey, your family must like to swirl it up a little bit, you know, mix that chocolate and vanilla." And I'm like, maybe, drill sergeant? He goes, "Well, you're the first white Moor I've ever seen." And I'm like, "Okay, drill sergeant." Like, I didn't know how to respond, you know? But he would look at me and smile and just go, "Your family swirls it up." And I'm like, "They do, but okay."
Well, I almost didn't graduate basic training because after the first month when I enlisted the first time, how it happened, I don't know. I never could get an answer from either one of them, as in my mom and my drill sergeant. But my mom and my drill sergeant were dating while I was in basic training.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's fucking wild.
My mom was dating my drill sergeant, one of my drill sergeants, while I was in basic training.
And I bet you paid for it every time they had an argument.
Yep, I did. I did. But the thing that I can say for him was,
thank you.
I was having a issue with my bunkmate. Every time I'd get up to go to the bathroom or something like that, he would take and scuff up my boots after I polished them, or
thank you.
He would flip my rack upside down and stuff like that. So I actually got trained hand-to-hand combat 3 weeks before anybody else did. So when we started doing the training for hand-to-hand combat, this tailhole that was beside me kept pointing over at me saying, "Oh, I hope he picks you and me to do this." My drill sergeant saw it. He says, "You really want that little fella right there?" This dude had like 100 pounds on me. And he hollered out, "Yes, drill sergeant." He said, "All right, come on out here. Come on out here, Schaefer." My name then was Anderson. He said, "Come on out here, Anderson."
Wait, did you take your wife's last name?
No, I did not. I legally changed my name when I found my daddy.
Oh, okay.
So we get out there, and drill sergeant says, when I blow the whistle, y'all start. When I blow it again, you stop. Okay. He blew the whistle, and I just kind of went into a freaking rage because dude took and hit me in the nose. And it took my drill sergeant and 3 other people to pull me off of him. I knocked 2 teeth out of his mouth, broke his nose, blacked both of his eyes, and broke one of his ribs. I didn't have no problems after that.
Probably not.
I didn't get picked on anymore until they found out that my drill sergeant was dating my mother in AIT. Then shit went cattywampus.
So essentially what you're saying is your mom just moved around from your basic to your AIT and just dated your drill sergeants.
I had the same drill sergeant from the time I was out. But it is no secret to quite a few people, and I will tell it to her face. My mom's a hoe. I mean, she's one of those women that is more worried about what she gets and doesn't give a shit about her kids, because she actually left me on my grandmother's doorstep when I was 4 months old.
Oh, damn. I'm sorry.
And when my grandmother got home, there was they didn't know how long I was out there on that front porch.
Sorry to hear that, Bo.
I had a diaper rash that was so bad that it took almost 2 months to get rid of it. And this was coming from my grandmother telling me this.
I can't imagine giving my babies up.
Yeah, no.
As a mom, I can't.
Well, from my understanding, what I was told by my grandmother after I got to like 25, 30, is that my half sister's dad took and told my mother, if you bring that BAS child with you when we move to Texas, I'll kill him.
I mean, last year I found out my whole childhood was a lie. So I thought my mom had custody of me, and the whole reason I lived in 42 states by the time I was in 9th grade was because she was searching for my brothers and this and that because their daddy kidnapped them. No, it turned out my dad had custody of me the whole time.
And she's the one that kidnapped you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm sorry, y'all. My parents have been together since they were 14 years old. Okay?
Brady, let's just say there's a whole lot to unpack there.
Well, I will say this. Back in the 90s, around 93, I think it was, 94.
The year I was born.
Dude, I was like 12.
That was the year my oldest daughter was born as well.
I'm my parents' oldest daughter too. They had me when they were 15.
I didn't want my daughter growing up not knowing who her granddaddy was, and I didn't want to keep going of not knowing who my daddy was. So I would ask roundabout questions and stuff until I finally got enough information to try and find my dad. And, you know, they say that military folks are hard asses and this, that, and other and stuff like that. And, you know, when it comes to family, they're a whole different breed. So I knew where my daddy was stationed at the year I was born. So I called down there. They give me a number to the Air Force Locator Service, and I called them. And pretty much from the time that I started that first call till I had my daddy on the phone was 25 minutes.
Dude, you're old as shit, so it was actually the Army Air Corps when your daddy was in.
Bite me.
Love you, Larry.
Yeah.
Guard and reserve aid, you haven't talked at all. Can we talk?
I've tried. I don't know my speaker's working. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay.
No, so Guard and Reserve Aid was one of my soldiers when we deployed in 08.
Okay.
Yep, known Joe for a while now.
We don't say my real name.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I've been here for a really
just a
long
ham.
No, help, Step Sarge. I'm stuck.
Hey, but let me tell y'all something about Turbo real quick. So
Is that the dude who was just in?
Yes.
Okay.
So there was an organization that was around called Warrior Point.
I was part of Warrior Point.
Yes, and I actually met Turbo through that, and Turbo was actually my first sergeant in Warrior Point at the time. While I was a commander over Georgia, he was the first sergeant over the state.
I was with Warrior Point in Ohio.
You know, I never did talk to the commander from Ohio at all. Now, I did talk to Armin. I did talk to the commanders out in Texas, Louisiana, Kentucky, the Carolinas.
Yeah, Warrior Point had regions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you would have talked to those guys, Kentucky, Bama, being where you're at. But like we had Pennsylvania, Illinois. You know what I mean? We had like the Northeast region, while you guys had the Southeast region.
Yeah, we covered. Our brigade was 2nd Brigade, and I've actually still got my Warrior Point shirt with 2nd Brigade on it. But we covered Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, and North and South Carolina, I think it was.
Yeah, because we had Kentucky, because Kentucky was right across the Ohio River.
Yeah. And I've still got friends that I talked to that I met while I was in, like John Klassenbeck, Matthew Hammett.
Hey, Jolie.
Brian Skipper. Brian Skipper was actually the commander of Georgia for a while, and then he got moved up to the brigade commander about 3 months before they shut. But you do know why they shut down, though, right?
No, because I was out. I was like moved and doing all kinds of other shit by then.
$275,000 went missing from the bank account.
Whoa!
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yes, and I'm not going to say where the person works or what the person's name is, but he was one of the higher ranking people in Warrior Point. But they give him a choice, pay the money back and everything, or go to jail. So he paid the money back and left Warrior Point. And then because of that, the actual person that was one of the founding members of Warrior Point that had stepped down to a really low level, he's the one that put in to have Warrior Point dissolved because his name was still on it.
Yeah.
And I've actually got him on Facebook, and I've asked him, several times if they're going to try and start another organization back like that or what. And he says, I've thought about it, but it's got to a point now you can't trust anybody when it comes to money.
And that's sad, dude. That's really sad.
Yep.
Well, that's like I've been part of dysfunctional veterans for like 15 years, and over the last couple of years, DV6, who started it, he's had a lot of personal issues and stuff like that, and dysfunctional veterans is pretty much dissolved at this point, which is sad because we had the DV farm, which is for like homeless veterans or veterans that were trying to get on their feet and get in VA and things like that. But it was like basically a big property with tiny houses all over it for vets.
Hang on a minute, dude.
What up, Mario?
So that's one of the reasons why I started my nonprofit. Is there was a lot of programs out there for people that were per the VA definition, but there were Guard and Reserve soldiers that didn't fit in that qualification, and there was no real programs out there for them. So that's our goal, is to try to help those that, you know, don't really fit into some of those other veteran type programs, because they
even on the Guard and Reserve side, you still have to have 2 years of active duty to qualify for a lot of those programs.
Correct. Yeah, or to use the VA or retire. I mean, the guidelines and the check sheet that they have to mark off the benefits is insane. So, you know, like I said, I started mine to try to have that program that they can reach out to and still get, you know, somebody to care about them because they wear a uniform.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I hate to say, and it's Guard and Reserves both, you know what I mean? And I was Guard. I don't give it, you know, and people give me shit. I had somebody, oh, you weren't really in the military because you were in the Guard. I'm like, no, but I've deployed. Like, I was active duty for a long time in the Guard. But
multiple times with the Guard.
Yeah, multiple times. Plus, I was on active duty for a damn whole year before we deployed the second time. Because I had to transfer everybody from that shitty fucking old PLS system driver's licenses to the new. Oh my God, that was such a nightmare.
That's right.
And hold on,
Heather.
How they didn't give me a security clearance dealing with everybody's social security numbers, I will never understand. But like that was a fucking and then if you remember too, when we came home and the 88 Mike School started in Columbus, I worked down there full time as an instructor at the 88 Mike School with Peck and and a bunch of other people.
Yeah, well, you remember too when all of our license after you did all that work just came up and disappeared. And they couldn't find any of them.
Yeah, that's because other idiots took it over when we deployed. But honestly, I didn't want to be stuck on base. You know what I mean? I wanted to be out at Kabari where I was at as an SOG. I'd rather be with my guys than stuck at base doing license bullshit while we're deployed.
Absolutely.
I remember the time fucking... You remember Hondo Hernandez?
Sure do.
I remember the time he fucking got his bus all the way back to Buring, had to turn it around because he left his rifle at fucking KBR.
Rookie move.
Dude, his soldiers hated him so much that people that had the day off were snitching on him before he ever got back.
No. That's not a mess up. That's a little oops. I'm gonna tell you what a mess up is. So we had a E5. I'm sorry. That decided he wanted to be in the gunner's hatch while we were at Fort Irwin, California.
Oh, dude, I hate that place.
And he set his M4 on the top of the truck next to the gunner's hatch while we were dismounted and talking and stuff, waiting to go back up to our little camp. He never took it off of there, and they took off. his M4 fell off the truck. I ran it over with my 113.
Larry, I saw somebody drop their saw and have it run over by a PLS.
Oh, geez.
Dropped the saw.
I have been stuck on base for 20-some fucking hours because a water buffalo was fucking missing.
Oh, yeah, no, I've seen shit like that. God forbid.
And I'm like, a water buffalo?
You miss that little cotter.
A water buffalo?
We had somebody one time, and they lost the cotter pin to the bolt.
Oh, shit. I've been...
Oh, my. We were fucking stuck forever over that.
Oh, Lord.
And apparently he stepped on it because it was stuck in the tread of his boots.
Oh, shut the fuck up. For real?
Yeah.
Hey, at least knows it.
Hey, he had it the whole time.
Hey, guard, you remember my soldier Green?
Yes.
Green. So
sure do.
So Larry and Brady, it's our first day to show up, like for everybody to show up to deploy, right? And he comes up to me and goes, "Sgt Ham." I'm like, "What's up?" He goes, "I gotta go to the ER." I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "I hooked up with a burner last night."
No.
So I had to take him to the squad leader. Squad leader sent me to the platoon sergeant, who sent me to the first sergeant, who sent me to fucking the sergeant major. Finally get him to the hospital, and when he comes back, everybody's like...
That shit is fucked up.
I smoked the dog shit out of him one time. I smoked the ever-loving dog shit out of him one time, and then I got in trouble by the first sergeant because I smoked the shit out of him.
I smoked.
You have to admit, we had a special group of people.
Ed.
Hey, I smoked the dog mess out of an E2 while I was a specialist.
Yeah. Well, I'm an NCO, but I got in trouble for it.
I didn't.
As a specialist?
Yes, my squad leader come over there to find out what was going on. We had formation that morning, and we had just got this new guy in, and his daddy was a congressman.
Oh.
So he didn't think he could do no wrong.
Yeah, you better stop at that fucking stop sign.
And he was laughing at what the commander was saying that morning while we were in formation. And when it was over, I jumped dead up into his face and let him have it and told him he was fixing to pump the ground until he puked. And he said he wasn't. I said, well, I'm down here waiting on you because I'm going to do them with you, but you're going to do them push-ups. He says, I ain't got to do nothing. Of course, he used a few choice words. Well, squad leader heard it and walked over there and asked me what was going on, and I explained to him what was going on. He says, technically, he can drop you as long as he does push-ups with you, but since you want to be a smart aleck and think that your daddy is going to keep you from getting in trouble, you got another thing coming. He said, Schaefer, stand up. And I stood up. He said, now you stand right here in this spot. And he pointed at Kenny. He said, now you start doing push-ups because I'm telling you to do them. He has the right to tell you when you can get up, but you're not getting up until you puke. That night he called his daddy. His daddy called the commander. The commander went to my team leader and squad leader and asked what the heck was going on. He explained to him what was going on. He went and called the boy's daddy back. the boy's daddy took and called him and told him, says, "You deserved it."
One of
his own kid.
One of my most favorite things that I've ever seen on a deployment. My best friend, still to this day, Kevin Christo, talking to his. Now we were on the second level of the barracks, right? Talking to his wife at the time, arguing with her. He takes his cell phone and chucks it out the fucking window and goes, "Bitch, I threw you out of the fucking window."
Oh my Lord.
Kevin, I talked to Kevin the other day. Dude. I call him Mongo. Kevin's like 6'7", like 250 long fucking beard. I call him Mongo.
He's awesome though.
Yeah, Kevin's fucking great.
Hey, I'm down to 6% on my phone, so I'm gonna dip out.
All right,
y'all have a good night. It's time for me to take dogs out anyway, so y'all have a good night, and I'll holler at you tomorrow sometime, Ham.
All right, yeah. Hey, make it
night,
after
Larry.
10, 'cause that's when I got the radio station.
What's that?
Make it after 10 Central, because that's when I got the radio station call.
It'll probably be after lunch.
All right, sounds good.
All right, man. Later, y'all.
All right, later.
Good night, Larry.
Night.
And then the time I was at KBR and Stanberry called me and goes, "I got a Humvee that's got to get back here for maintenance." Okay. So I send Talton back. I'm like, "Hey, we'll catch up with you at the bus, whatever. We'll meet you probably halfway." And then I get a call from Talton. "This motherfucker bursted into flames. They're kissing me in the mouth." He's like, "Sgt Ham, you're lucky I got my damn weapon out of there." Hi, booger. We just talking.
Loki.
She's calling you. Look.
Loki.
Look.
He said on side.
It's not
side
me.
eyeing that bitch.
It's not me. No, he's not. He's trying to nuzzle my
But I
throat.
just want love.
That's all he ever wants. You know that.
Loki. Oh.
He's a good pup. He doesn't realize that he's way too big to be a lap puppy, though.
He's just a big baby.
Yeah, he is. Come give him some love, because apparently I don't give him enough.
That's my fat cat, Motley. It's the same way. I mean, he cries when I go into the bathroom by myself and I close the door. He'll go, meow.
Well, you've seen how Loki is with me. Like, literally, I can't be more than 2 foot away from him.
I got 2 small dogs that do that. They got to follow me everywhere I go, and they're always under my feet.
Well, Loki is a 17-month-old Great Dane.
How much bigger is he going to get?
I think he's just, well, I hope he's not going to get much taller because he's already outgrown every Great Dane on the property, but he's going to fill out quite a bit. He's about 140 pounds right now, and on his back legs is like 6'2".
Oh, wow.
Here. I do this every now and again on the live. I'll show you.
I ain't got no pups, just kitties.
All right. Come on.
I got 2 dogs, 2 cats, and a lizard.
Come on.
Oh, my gosh.
God damn.
6'2".
Loki.
Wow.
But he gives the best
He's a
hugs.
boy.
He really gives the best hugs.
Looks like it.
Rolls up bones.
Holy shit balls, Loki, you big.
Dad. Oh, come on, Badger. Hey, Brady, can you invite him?
How do I don't? Okay, I don't know how to do that.
It should say invite on your thing. You should be able to invite him, or down in the, where it says one per, like the one.
Huh?
I'll get it. Down. Now he's gonna want to play. I got you, Stitch. Down, like, all right. So if you look at the left side where it's got like the people emoji, Brady, like the two people thing. If you hit that, you can bring them in.
Yeah, it just says guests.
Yeah, I think you have all the superpowers. Hold on. I gotta check.
Yes.
I have all the superpowers.
Modify, manage guests, live status settings, disconnect.
Yeah, so that means you can add people in and do everything.
Yes.
Oh, your girl is still new to this.
I know you're new to it still. Stitch, you see how big this pup is now?
Yeah, I know how big that puppy is.
Bigger than Locke.
That's not hard to say. Locke is fairly small. Locke's only about 6'4" on his back feet.
He was supposed to be small.
Don't you guys have like brothers or?
They're half brothers.
Yes.
Half brothers, whatever. Same diff.
Same dad, different mom.
But he was bred to be small. He's outgrown every Dane on the property.
Wait till Ichabod Jr. grows.
Oh, dude, he is so freaking big. I saw him today. I had to swing by to Lisa's to get my glasses and drop off Michael's prom clothes, and he is huge, dude. He's as tall as Loki is already.
Yeah. He's going to be a massive boy.
And he's a lot wider. Loki's skinny as shit for his size.
It's because of who the daddy is.
But he eats a lot. He'll go through.
Wait, so Michael's going to prom. Michael's got prom this weekend.
Saturday.
And
Okay.
he's going to come home and tell his daddy, "Hey, Dad, you ready to be a granddad?"
Oh my God.
Don't.
So my kids aren't old enough for that yet. But I have little cousins that I'm really close with. Two of them are going to prom. I helped one of them pick out a dress, and I'm so fucking excited for her to take pictures and do her makeup and.
But Brady, I will send you pictures of him.
Yes, I want to see pictures.
So before I cut his hair yesterday because he's got it long on top, shaven underneath. So I cut his hair and all that yesterday for him, so that way he could pull it up for prom.
I can't wait till my boys and my daughter go to prom. I mean, I can wait, but I can't.
This is the last one from mine.
Yeah, mine ain't that old yet, so.
I know. I might have some hand-me-down.
Mine are going to be 11, 9, and 8 this year.
I might have some hand-me-down prom clothes. He ain't never going to wear that shit again. He picked out black slacks, a white shirt, and a black tie. He's going to look like a penguin.
You know, I went to prom the first time in 2008, 2009.
Oh my God, I was going overseas.
And my dad was in Iraq at the time. And I looked like, I was your typical little emo goth girl. And so I was all black dress, super dark black hair. I don't even know if I can say this on live, but what we used to call them back in the day, the coontails in my hair. And 6-inch stilettos.
Oh, so you were my height for once.
Possibly. Back then I was maybe 4'10", but
close.
I did the Evanescence type Amy Lee fucking dark black makeup.
Did you see the meme I posted earlier that viral went on Facebook? And it said, "Where did your obsession with goth girls start?" And it was Elvira.
No, I saw that. Elvira?
Yeah.
It all started with Elvira for all of us, I think.
And fucking Lily Adams or Lily Munster. Like,
No. My true obsession with goth girls, no fucking bullshit, started with Wednesday Addams.
Dude.
The original?
The original Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All
Yeah,
right.
but hold on. Yes, the original, but just gonna say, in the movies, she played it pretty fucking good.
You know what? I've had a hardcore crush on Christina Ricci.
Oh, fuck yeah, I do
But
too.
but that's what I'm saying. Christina Ricci played it really good, and she does that goth girl thing really well.
She's
one of the queens of goth, and she will always be one of the queens of goth because she's actually goth.
Yeah.
Like in real life, she's actually
in her
goth.
everyday life, yes.
Yes.
So, yeah.
One of her favorite movies of mine is, I'm not gonna lie, Black Snake Moan. She does
That is an
amazing.
amazing movie.
I liked her in. Did you ever see Cursed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an emo goth scene kid from back in the day. Of course I've seen that movie.
So you were in Hot Topic a lot.
Yeah, I walked into
duh.
Duh.
What are you looking for? All I'm going to say is this. I walked into Hot Topic about 3 months ago.
It ain't the same.
And they were playing System of a Down's Toxicity, right? And I'm just sitting there vibing along with it, and they're like, wow, this song is so old. I don't know why anybody listens to this song. And like the manager that works there, he's probably a couple of years younger than me. He looks at me because I looked at this fucking wannabe e-girl.
Where did my power box go that had this with it?
I don't know. We'll find it. Is it in our
The
bedroom?
wannabe e-girl?
The wannabe e-girl that's in there. And I just about freaking lost my shit. And he goes, it's okay.
Don't do
You're
that.
among friends.
Oh no, it fucking irritates me, but I have to throw it out
Hey,
there.
dude, here you go, Badger. I just heard Slipknot and System of a Down is considered dad rock.
Oh, it's dad rock now. Okay, but I go harder than that, and I did harder than that. Like,
Slaughter to
back in the
Prevail that I've
day.
seen in concert multiple times.
Yeah, right.
Well, do you know that Nickelback, as much as people like to talk shit about Nickelback,
Fucking
Nickelback's
love
pretty
Nickelback.
fucking hardcore.
Fucking Nickelback. No, they're not.
They're nowhere
Listen to
near
lyrics.
hardcore, but Nickelback's
No, what I
still
mean-
good.
I saw Lit in concert, and they were harder than Nickelback.
Shut up! You saw Lit?
Yeah.
That's a good show.
Lit is
what
a
I'm
fucking
talking
awesome
about-
show, and they go hardcore in concert.
No, what I'm talking about in concert,
Absolutely.
from what I've heard, Nickelback goes pretty fucking hardcore. I've never seen Nickelback in concert. they're-
Nickelback can't go hardcore. No, that's bullshit.
But they call it divorce dad rock.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, dude,
Okay. I
hey,
can
wait a
see
minute.
that.
That tracks, but I don't listen to them.
It's like Puddle of Mud is divorce
Hey,
dad.
fuck
shut
you! I
up.
saw Puddle of Mud in concert in 2008 in Iraq or Kuwait, and then but I saw him before that in 2000 at the MTV Sports and Music Festival.
I saw
She
them.
fucking hates me is not. No.
So the 2000 MTV Sports and Music Festival, they were shooting the video for "She Fucking Hates Me," and I'm in that video somewhere.
Let me put it this way: I saw them at Ozfest in
Come on,
2002.
Monster.
Ready to go.
Yes. Wait, I need.
In 2002?
Monster.
Yes.
Oh,
I saw
I'm too
them at
young for that.
Ozfest
But
in 2002.
Loki.
I'm an old fucker. Leave me alone.
You're old as shit. Wait a minute. Am I old? Am I older than you?
I saw Anthrax
Yeah,
in
a little bit.
99.
Oh fuck.
I'm 84.
is that your wife?
God.
95.
Yes, my wife.
81.
My
And she
wife
saw
was born in
Anthrax? Hell yeah.
Yeah, my wife was born in 95.
Oh. So we on the same level. I was born in 93. Tell her I said hey.
Her truck was born in 93.
Hey.
Her truck?
It's Ham. It's our brother, so.
Hey, Brady, so it's on the same level everywhere because I'm old as shit and so is he.
I'm pretty sure I'm the youngest one in the room.
Yeah, I was born in 80, so.
Brady's definitely the youngest one in the room.
So I am the baby.
You are.
How old are you?
She was born in 93.
Yeah, Steph was born in 95.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
She's a baby.
Yeah, you're both babies. Son of a
Okay, but still.
You're younger than me.
No, she's older than
you're older than me by 2 years.
But still, we on the same wavelength, I think.
Yeah, we 90s babies.
80s baby and proud.
What can I say? I've been accused of it, and I'm going to go ahead and admit it. I robbed the cradle.
You did.
I don't like the
Hey, Badger, that's okay because the last talk we had, I was told that I'm never going to live down the fact that I'm 12 years older.
Nope, he'll never live down the fact that he's 40. 40, and he got with me when I was 28.
Badger, what year were you born?
1984.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, Brady. Just like then, though, had we gotten together when we first started talking, I would have been 40 and you'd have been 27.
Okay, but still, my only thing is, my dad is like my best friend, and so I tell him everything.
My mom
and my parents were born in 76.
My mom is 56.
I know, 4 years or 5 years older than I am.
Yep.
My mom is 65, and the sad thing is her husband and I actually get along better than my mom and I do.
I don't like your mom.
Yes. Okay. Get that.
I'm just gonna be flat out honest. She a stuck-up bitch.
Been there, girl. I feel you.
My mom is the shit. She's a pot-smoking veteran.
Well, see, and I
My mom is a pot smoker, but not a veteran. My dad is a pot smoking veteran, though.
I want to explain
I don't know. I think Low Note said he was born in 1977. You old fuck.
You old fuck.
I want to explain
He's
my
not that
mother
old.
a little bit, if I can. So, my mother joined the Air Force in 1975, okay? When she joined the Air Force, she was the honor grad of the first all-female ordnance class for the United States Air Force.
God damn.
So she was...
Yeah, she's smart as a whip, don't get me wrong.
So she has always had... She was the first female doing this. She was the first female in her MOS to make it to E6.
Yeah, so her dick is bigger than everybody.
That's basically...
Literally, I was about to say that. Oh my god.
But, so she's always had a lot of stress put on her, right? Then, but she's carried that shit over even outside of the Air Force. And she's just become a raging bitch.
It's her whole personality.
Yes.
Oh god.
That whole...
I'm so sorry.
That whole my dick is bigger contest. That shit don't fly with me. She tried to pull that shit with my 11-year-old the other day at his birthday party.
Oh, that's not okay.
12-year-old at his birthday party.
I would. Yep. Okay.
Oh, I damn near flipped my fucking lid. The only reason I did not flip my lid is because my 12-year-old's a smart fucking kid. And the last thing he wants to see is his mom flip her fucking lid because he's seen it once and does not want to see it again.
Hear ya.
But, no, my mom, like I said, I know my mom loves us kids. I know my mom has best intentions at heart.
She don't like me.
She doesn't like Steph. She doesn't seem to like my daughter, our daughter.
Because she cries every time she holds her. I wonder fucking why.
But,
damn. Okay. Been there, done that, girl. Feel
yeah,
you.
Put in perspective, my daughter is 5 months old.
Oh, fuck. Oh yeah, that's a baby.
My niece is cute as fuck too, by the way.
Of course she's gonna cry when you look at her with such a pissy ass look on your face that I look at you with a pissy ass look on my face.
Here's the other part of my mother's personality. When she got out of the Air Force, she went into commercial realty, property development and management, right?
No.
She's the chief financial officer for the most lucrative commercial realty and land development in the city owned by a woman.
So take that my dick is bigger contest and throw potatoes on it.
Even bigger.
Yes.
Yeah. Her shit is like rainbow. Right.
That dick is colossal.
That bitch is huge as fuck. It's rainbow and it glows in the dark.
Yeah, definitely my thunder thimble couldn't compete with that. Shit.
I'm going to be honest with you. The term thunder comes up quite a bit when you're dealing with You notice I stopped myself from saying the full word.
Yeah. Thank you, because you'll get hit for that.
Yeah.
Aussies can say it all the time.
She's a fucking piece of work, man.
I mean, I love her to death, and she has her heart's in the right place. She just
needs to shut the fuck up.
She needs to work on delivery.
I love it. I love it.
And she got really pissed when I defended Vixen against her.
Ooh, you almost used my government name on the goddamn live. Ooh.
He did almost do it too.
Ooh, would you hear the S?
But when I defended Vixen,
hell yeah, she said.
I was about to say, who the fuck am I? What's my fucking name?
Little Pet.
Yes.
But when I defended...
That name is dead.
What?
Yeah, we don't use real names because this is going to be aired on the radio.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But the fact that I did exactly what I'm supposed to do as a man, which is defend my partner from my mother, that pissed her off.
Oh, damn.
I laughed.
Hell yeah, I would too. Like, bitch, get out of here.
Alright, I'm going to let you guys go. We're getting ready to walk into Walmart.
Alright,
it's still on when we get out.
This is over anyway, so.
Alright, later, brother.
Bye-bye. I love her. I need to know her.
You can get to know her.
Like, fuck Badger. I just want to know his wife.
I'm going to tell him tomorrow you said that.
She seems like my kind of woman.
Oh, man.
We are definitely on the same wavelength.
Oh, for sure.
Sure.
100%. I just saw I got 4 people in here. That's weird. Somebody's watching.
Oh my god, what time is it?
It's 10:01.
Tis 10:01. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut this. Thanks everybody for showing up, and thanks fucking NBR for coming in, because great things are gonna happen with this live, and I know that. And they're giving me a voice to bring a lot more veterans in, so.
Absolutely. That's awesome. That's
to be able to have that voice to help more people. So, and if it's like this where we just cut up the entire night, at least everybody feels safe and heard, and that's what matters to me. Because a lot of lives, you don't have that. You know what I mean? So.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes that's what people need. So that's great.
Yeah. And doing this reminds me of Salem, Clesta, Malageezy, all those guys that felt like they weren't heard.
Absolutely.
They were great friends of mine, and have the Garden Reserve, you know them, or knew them, I should say.
Yeah.
I'm actually still friends with...
friends with some of our spouses. So.
I'm still friends with Clesta's wife and Salem's wife. So, They reach out every once in a while. But here's the funny thing. So Clesta loved my daughter Ashlyn's name so much that he named his daughter Ashlyn. Same spelling and everything.
Oh, wow.
Me and Clesta were really, really tight for a long time.
He's a great guy. I'm still friends with his look and talk to her. Fantastic people.
I miss him like nobody's business. Clesta was an amazing soul.
Yes. I couldn't agree more.
And doing this is why I did it for those guys, because they felt like they weren't heard and everything else, and you know what I mean? And the VA just drops the ball on everybody, so I do this in memoriam for those guys that aren't with us anymore.
Absolutely. And it's great to just have a place to talk to people that have done what you did, you know, served, and, you know, we all understand each other, and it's great to know you got somewhere to go. So awesome.
And if this app does go away in 75 days, I'm going to work with the radio station. We're going to set this podcast. They're going to air these lives anyway, so.
That's awesome.
But, all right.
Very cool.
Thank you, everybody, for coming in and showing love and support. I appreciate everybody, and I would not be able to do it if it wasn't for you guys. I love you all.
Appreciate it, bud.
See you next week at 8 p.m. Central.
Sounds good.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our